Today is New Year's Day, I guess. Uh, but anyway, here's these shoes. I was thinking they were mine, but you know what? These are too small. Um, but it's good because look, they're Cole Haan, and they're very, very, very good money to resell. And these are new. These are really nice and made too. But I've got to tuck that in. That little piece, see that? Got to tuck that in and glue that. And these came out wonderfully good. These were actually very, very light, and they were very dry. And they uh, really needed to be conditioned badly. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and like use a little crochet hook or something and tuck that in with some glue on it. And that weaving, this is all real weave. But these came out very nice. They're so fresh and new. The inside's leather too, condition that too. But they're just really nice now. Those are ready to list. As soon as I glue that fit, which I'll glue it and then it'll be dry in a few hours, but I can photograph it and measure it and all that cool stuff. But I'm moving stuff around in the units to cut down in space. And I should really go look through the boxes of the used shoes. And most of which I got in some auction storages, and there are a few that I had actually bought. It's cheaper to get auction storage. And I needed some of these. I have some beautiful wood ones that were really, really old that I had at the Adams house. But they came with these shoes. We'll wash those up. We can use those for working on shoes. But these shoes right here, okay, these are Allen Edmonds, which is a really expensive shoe and used will run $60 to $80. But I would definitely clean them up. That's the one thing about running shoes and that, and I hate to throw it any other way, is you will take the time to clean them up and restore them nicely. You get way more money, like 5-6 times more money than you do trying to run them out like the crack sale. It's not even worth packing that stuff up when you get cheap. But these are nice leather men's shoes. I love shoes with tassel on them. I mean, this little fringy dude. But yeah, so these, in fact, this tassel is crooked. There it goes. Now it's straighter. How about that? But these are in really beautiful shape. And it has the little holes in them. See the little holes? When I was a kid, my dad used to wear shoes like that. With little holes in them. But anyway, these are really good money. And I had to stop and pull these out of the box and say, man, I need to clean these and get these rolling on the internet like ASAP. And that they're pretty clean. Look at Goodyear heel. But these are in pretty decent shape. They got a little bit of wear on this one foot. But I mean, I could always take my sander and even it up a little bit more, but they can take it to a shoemaker. It's got a stacked leather heel, it looks like, and leather sole, and then this Goodyear rubber on here. But these are very nice. Let's see, we got leather inside. Looks like leather inside. This insole looks like it's leather too. A lot of times, if they're not leather, they're plastic inside, they'll flake away real quick in age, especially with heat. These are Allen Edmonds Arlingtons. They're kind of a burgundy color. And I'll make it bet I don't have any Cordovan shoe polish either to finish them off with when they finally soak up all their stuff. But I can still photograph them and list them if I get them cleaned up real quick. And then if I get a chance to get some Cordovan or I run across some in the storages, because I may have some somewhere, then I can polish them up. But I could still get a good buff out of them with a brush. I got this good brush in the auto department at Walmart. Anyway, yeah, so that's what we've got to fill with today. I want to wipe these down on the inside with some Lysol. This is really good for used clothes and shoes and stuff. I like the one in the brown bottle better, the one like your grandma used. That's the real 100% pure stuff. And you can get that at Walmart. A lot of these little stores anymore, they don't carry a lot of that stuff. You have to go to Walmart to try to get Woolite or stuff like that. Probably because the sell-through rate's low. Probably because nobody uses it because they don't know anything about it, this younger generation. I've taught my kids all that stuff, so if I know, you know what I mean? I really don't care if there's a lemony thing, but it'll be all right. I just want to get Lysol in it. That way, if anybody had like a foot on, whatever, then it won't give anybody germs. I don't know if you can get that from wearing some of these shoes. They had germy feet. I wipe these down on the inside real good, which helps get the dirt out, whatever, the dust, because these have been in storage. But you want to look really, really, really good. Somebody's going to spend good money on a used pair of shoes. They want them to look brand new. They don't want people to know that the stuff's used. So, what was the guy that just landed a really great job and he was homeless in his car or something, man? They'll never know if he dresses right. So, good pair of shoes is the son of a well-dressed, classy man, businessman. It makes him feel better at his job. Let's see, we're gonna get that all wiped down. Well, these shoes are in impeccable shape, but they're really well-made shoes, no doubt. I was engaged to a guy that was a CPA, and he used to wear $400 or $500 penny loafers from Dillard's. He used to brag about all that all the time, and his suits and everything. But it was like the only shoes he wore, like all the time, until I bought him those like $300 tennis shoes. A good leather shoe is going to last you longer. It's better for your feet. These new plastic shoes and all this stuff are so bad for your feet. If you ever get a chance to have some nice leather shoes in your life, you really should try it. But you got to take care of them because they starve. They have to be cleaned and conditioned. So we got those wiped down pretty decent. And, it turned a little bit darker in there. But it will evaporate out shortly. But the leather does need moisture, so. But there's some dust and dirt in there a little bit. I don't think these were worn too very much. Or just because they're really good quality shoe, they don't show a lot of wear. But Makes it nice for the next person. I'm going to look at the bottom of these soles. It's kind of gritty looking on the bottom. Some of it's been worn through the stitch a little bit, but they'll still make. But anyway. This is like putting a foot up on the bar stool or something. And tell me this guy's been. Let's smooth this out. So it looks a little better. And all this is dyed in. Makes it look like a really old shoe with that archy stuff, doesn't it? On the bottom of it looks like they have a ton of wear. On the inside, they don't. Maybe they worked in Louisiana where the streets are crap. You ever driven down there? Man, some of those cities, those streets are so bad. My daughter and I went down there to go to the fish market and stuff, and a friend of mine out in an apartment building or whatever. Let us stay within the units for a few days, and on our way to California. And man, that street coming into that town, is it Lafayette? Oh my gosh. It was like bump, bump, bump. It was just total trash. I said, man, this is so bad. And this is a sanding spoon. I think it's probably from the Dollar Tree maybe, or her lumberyard. It's not very rough. It might be like 160 or 200 or something. I just want to smooth out a little bit. It's got some rock pitting in it. I just want to improve it because, once that condition too, because I'll do the bottoms too, then a lot of that will fill itself in. I'll tell you who knows how to do shoes is these military guys, these Navy guys, and these Army guys, and Air Force guys. These guys, they can teach you how to do shoes. Franklin was Navy, but he was studying to be a chef. I kind of laughed. I'm like, oh, what were you in for? Chef. And he could cook. He could make the best Southern breakfast. I'm not Southern and I can't cook Southern, so it's really a treat. There's one thing he did very well. Other than that, he was a lot of very bad things. I found out after many years. I was very blindsided. Love makes you blind. Once you get away from all the badness and you realize you're like, what did I do with my life? Why did I waste those years for a big fake-o? You live and learn. Sometimes you never learn. So that looks pretty darn good. Oh, if I pull my sander out, I could just go wham. My electric sander and just smooth it down. Try to smooth this a little bit because I might be able to re-dye that with what I've got. But that'll make it look a little better. And plus that helps get the dirt off too. It just makes it look so much nicer when they get the shoe. Then it looks like more their own and more brand new. Okay, leather shoes, they are awesome. They just last forever. All you do is just change soles and heels out on them. They're just fabulous. Shoemakers are getting to be hard to come by, though. I've got a pair I've got to do. I got a pair of $500 funny little loafers that I need to redo the heels on. And I'm going to strip them off another shoe and do them myself. I don't know where there's a good shoemaker on there now. I know there's some in Bama and stuff in some other states, but not in here. It's really a talent. This sole is glued to the shoe and stitched through. So this stitching that's worn out, unfortunately, it doesn't mean the shoe's just going to fall right apart because it's all glued to. Stitching holds it down while it's drying the glue and is also decorative. That doesn't mean the shoe's just going to completely just fall apart real soon. It could use it for resoling, but it's probably got 30 more years to go. It's in quite decent shape. I love a leather stacked heel. They look so nice. Okay, now I want to wipe these down real quick. Let's see. I got blue towel. These are auto mechanic towels. They're real soft and they're thick and they're absorbent. And unfortunately, I use a little dish soap. Sometimes I use hand stuff. I know every leather guy's gonna go, "Are you crazy? Are you putting it on the floor?" Because I'm cleaning it, and I got a gallon of water over here. I'll wipe these down. Before I condition them. That'll give them some moisture right now. Go up under this tongue. Look at all that stuff underneath the flip-floppy fringe. It's real good when you get these tassels conditioned. They just kind of fall into place. I just did some recently, and the tassels were hideous. I think it was those ones down there. Those Cole Haan. They were so bad. And once they got conditioned a couple times, they kind of fell into place. But what I'm going to do here is just wipe these down so I'm not like rubbing the dirt into them. I still haven't found my big bucket of Picard. It's somewhere in a box. It's usually never far away from me because I use my car and everything else. And I can't afford to order another one right now. So you got that underneath that too. It's absolutely beautiful shoes. Just wipe them down. I knew when I was looking at them, I said, these things are almost perfect. They're just a little dusty. I'm still going to condition them just to get the total effect. Because I'm going to charge the most money for them. If I can, I'm going to roll 80 on these, but I might just get 60 on them. I've got a pair of boots that are like $200 on there now. And then I've got some $800 ones that I'll show you in a minute that need to go up there. I got to do those real quick. I'm trying to get these storages moved around and do it in due time. I really don't have time to play with this, and I really need listing stuff or my eBay will die. It's a new game now. It's like playing a video game with eBay. You gotta be listing all the time or it won't sell. So we get this. Get these bottoms cleaned up real good. So they don't look hardly used at all. And sometimes I'll go over them with what they call magic eraser thing, which is like a fine sandpaper. That's really what it is. I know you guys think it's something else, but it's not. It's like fine sandpaper. It's melamine. That's exactly what it is. So whatever surface you're working on, you're sanding it. And there was somebody told me their sister or something did their car with it, and then they realized they screwed up because it took all the clear coat off the car. Because it's sandpaper, in essence. That's how it makes things so clean. It sands the finish down. A fine finish doesn't attract dirt like a rough one does. I learned that in interior design in college. Yeah, I took so many interior design classes, it was ultimately boring. They ran out of classes, and I said, well, that was kind of boring because it's so easy. I liked engineering so much better. It's like, is that all there is? I need to get that kiwi edge dye. I may have some in the storage units, but I don't know. The stores still sell it. But that edge dressing dye is really neat stuff where you could go around these edges. Otherwise, I tend to use a permanent marker or some paint. Some good permanent paint. But there. So see if that leather has absorbed that moisture, you know. But that's good too, because the animal's gone. We just have the hide, and it has to be moisturized and nourished. And when the animal's alive, they're eating food and drinking and all that, and all the stuff nourishes their skin and their pelts, just like a human. But it needs the moisture. So we got that. Now, I want to go in with, if I have my car to be using on up top. Right there, boom, boom, that's it. Let's see which one it is. Needs good oil, 100% pure. I'm going to try to, let's see. I'm going to try to use a cloth with this. On this one. I did a leather jacket the other day, and it took a ton of that. In fact, it's still something. It's an old antique jacket. Let's see if that's I guess I use this one. I'm going to try to use something fairly soft. Microfiber is the best. I've got a ton of them in a box somewhere. Might be my car detailing stuff. This is Fargling's Neat Fit oil. This is not the compound. This is better than the compound oil. But that's all they had last time I was up there, and I got it at the farm surplus place. But they finally got this sucker in. It's 32 ounce. Buy this stuff in the biggest bulk you can buy it, because you'll use it your whole life. You'll use it if you have leather stuff. But most of that stuff's used for like horse and tack stuff. So you can see it had to dry. It's just beginning to crack. So let's get this straight. Well conditioned to stack leather heel. See that? Look at how pretty. Just go gentle. But this helps with cracks and scratches and all that we don't know really how to fix real good because we're not a real shoemaker. All I know is what I read in the paper, you know what I mean? And I do know that, the conditioning really helps a lot. This needs a paintbrush in the crease. It does really. Go underneath this time. On both sides, even on the edges, the raw edges, even if it was suede on the back, which it's not, I would do that too. And get these tassels really wet. I probably have to brush that on. And I do need to go in that crease. For sure. There's my little cuppy. Yes. Put a little bit of that in there. One thing about these, it doesn't pour good. I guess because it's thick. The viscosity. I don't want to get in here. That's a mouthwash cap. Shot glass would even work better. Go in here. See, the compound at the neat fit oil tends to do stuff to stitching, they say. So that's why I wanted the straight stuff so badly, because it doesn't do as much harm as they say. I don't know. I've never witnessed it, so I wouldn't know for sure. I just know. Picard is my go-to. I just absolutely love Picard. But I haven't found it. It's in a box somewhere. But in condition, all this leather. This is 100% leather sole. Go in this crease, get the dust out, so it looks brand new. So the gent that gets this will be all proud of his pretty new shoes. The brush is real good for little holes. Those little holes in there? That way you don't have to fight with it and rub like the finish off. And I'm going to go in here, put some on the bottom because we cleaned this up, so we're not going to hurt anything. We won't have sand grit and all that. I get all this leather and let it sort itself out. Okay, the little holes. I want to go in these holes. Real soft, real gentle. Go at this lacing to where we can't get in with the cloth without rubbing the finish off. A little knot. Get these soaking wet. If you can dump these into a cup of this stuff, would be outrageously good. Go inside them. Get all that wet with conditioner. Okay. But get all these laces. They'll just crack and break if they're not conditioned. So you put some life back into them and you get years of service out of these shoes. Get the little holes. All these little holes. See that? Like a jumping jack flash. Get the edges. All the edges of this leather. I really prefer brushing it on more than using a rag. Because I don't like to rub what wax or finish is left on there. Now some of them will have a clear coating put on them to make them waterproof, whatever. Or forever shine or something. And it takes longer for the stuff to soak in. I've got a jacket that's still soaking. It may take weeks, like those red boots. Red boots came out quite good. Much better than I thought they would. Oh my gosh. That took a lot of conditioning. Lots and lots of treatments to get those right. Because I don't think the original owner ever conditioned them. And those are old boots. I think they made those in like the 80s. They just look like they've never been conditioned. That's what leather's for, man. It will last your lifetime and a couple others if you take care of it. That's why it was always so expensive. I knew people used to go to Mexico to buy their dress shoes and stuff because, they get such a great deal on them instead of in the USA. And, that it's because they just last forever. Plus, there's some wonderful, artists there in Mexico that can do beautiful handwork, like big car interiors or making shoes and boots or doing woodcraft. Get this whole flower wet in here and then pull it back down because it's just dry. I love it, man, in tassel shoes. So classy. It's soaking wet, all that soaking wet. Top and bottom. Raw suede tack on there. And then you just smooth it down. Soaking wet. Like I say, if you can reach it right into there, just stick it in the cup and dip it. Smooth it out so it'll settle because it's going to swell out. These are a little bit dry. They feel like little toothpicks almost. But they'll be real nice once it soaks in. See, it's already soaking some of that stuff in. You see that? I really need to be able to list these today if I can get them done. If not, they'll be on a good head start because I got lots to do in the meantime. I'm trying to get my storages moved around. Put some inside. Nice thin coat inside. We've already cleaned it. We didn't have to really let it dry or anything because it's moisture. It needs the moisture. And you don't want to put a plastic bag or anything in there. Let it dry. Just open like that. These aren't real wrinkly shoes, so I don't have to have shoe horns in them or whatever. These things. I don't really have to have these because these shoes are not really beat up with a bunch of wrinkles and cracks. If they're wrinkled and cracked, you can go to condition them and stuff or clean them. You want to use those. Shoe tree, we call them. That's what it is. You want to use those to keep them straight while they're drying, and then they'll dry in place like brand new. These people that use an iron and a wet cloth and iron over tennis shoe stuff, take the wrinkles out, they've lost their mind. Trust me. Oh, I see a little dry right there on the top of the little thing. So, that looks pretty darn good. Let's say that's what they're going to look at when they get these. Fresh from the mail. They're going to look at the inside. They're going to look at the bottom. Then they'll look at the top. And then they're going to try them on. So, you want them looking really good. These are in exceptional nice shape. They're just dry. So there's that one. It's sucking that stuff up fast. Look at this is already getting dry over here. That's how dry they are. See that? I like to put a ton on to make sure it sucks it all up. I like to spend a day or two on them, at least, putting more on as long as it will suck it up, because it'll just keep sucking that stuff up until it won't suck it anymore. It'll sweat it out, actually. So honestly, you really can't condition too much because it'll let you know. So far in my life, I've never conditioned too much, so I just seem to keep accepting it, so that works for me. This inside, top and bottom, this is all leather, top and bottom. Just a good thin coat. Keep it fresh and keep it from cracking. Take the smells out of it even. You want it right. By the time they get them, they'll be all dry and clean and conditioned. They really will look good. Takes the wrinkles out and everything else. But it's a very nicely made shoe. I see why they retail really well for used. But yeah, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of money. I love doing this if I'm not in a hurry, but I'm kind of like in a real hurry because I want to list them. I want that money. These are such beautiful shape. The brush is great for the textures. All those little holes in there. A lot of times you see these people on YouTube and they're doing shoes and they're scrubbing away on these jackets and stuff. It sounds like sandpaper. It's like, man, really? Have you lost your mind? You don't want to do that because you'll scratch it up. You take the finish off. You want to be careful with it. Because it's less work. You don't scratch the poop out of it. Got to use more liquid. Or whatever it is you're using to condition with or change conditioners. That's nice. Let's try and do the dunk thing on the tassels. Dunk it without knocking it all over. So much easier when you can dunk them. So we can get this one in there. Do. Pull it down, make sure when it dries it goes back to where it needs to be. My husband had a pair of these and they went somewhere and showed up late when we met to go out, and I looked down and I said, what the hell happened to the tassels on your shoes? He looked down, he's like, huh? Yeah, probably because he went to somebody's house that had dogs. He took his shoes off. That's right. And they chewed the tassels off. It's like your shoes just told on you, man. They turned around and cut the rest of the tassels off, and they looked really stupid. It's like now you got holes in the top because you cut the tassels off. Let's ruin a beautiful pair of shoes. We bought those, I think, when we went to, God, where was it? Tennessee or something. He's like, well, what kind of shoes do you like? I said, classy man wears tassel shoes. He said, well, let's go right in here. So we went in this place. Might have been in Georgia. And we went in this place, and he's like what? And I showed him. It's like, okay, I'll buy those. So they're gorgeous. Get some more on the inside a little bit. It's sucking up quick. Nice shoes, I gotta tell you. Interesting. Look them up and see what they retail for. I just know what they retail for used. And I will be in the best shape. That's a promise. Look at that. Slippery when wet. Look, it's just soaking that stuff up. They really need about 2 treatments of this stuff. No, I'll have the time to do so. I could not be in a big hurry and let them soak overnight. And do another treatment or do one later. And then go back tomorrow and hit them with some Lexol or something and buff them out when they're dry. But I really would like to list them ASAP. I gotta look at this other shoe. I had a bunch. These are Earth shoes. Earth shoe. These were $6. I think these were half off at the place I went. Earth shoes sell for really good money. These are leather tops, plastic or rubbery bottom. But these are real dry. Gosh, you could tell. Let's Lysol those up real quick. I have like 4 jackets to work on. I don't really have time to do it. I've got so much to do. Right now, I'm trying to get these storages moved around before I run out of time. A little water, a little bit of that Lysol. I still spray them with Lysol in the end. This is a fabric liner. So we want to lock this down real nice. It's got like a memory foam insole kind of thing, it looks like. The original Earth shoes were so funny. Everybody was so into it. Well, these wipe it up very nicely. They haven't worn much at all. I'll have to look at the backs and see how they come out. A little bit of scuffing in the front there. Right, this gets a lot of musty smell out too. And my baby sister always had the stinkiest feet. And anybody that that has that stuff, just take and clean their shoes out with some Lysol often, maybe once a month, and that helps a lot. I used to know a butcher that I worked with at the old Takeover Regularly years ago when I was managing him. He told me his feet just stay infected all the time because he's always soaking wet. Working in the butcher shop. This is back when they used to really cut and package the meat at the grocery stores. Now it comes in cases already wrapped up in packages. Just stick it on a shelf. It's the strangest thing you've ever seen. Very rarely will you ever go to a grocery store that has a live butcher that really cuts meat. You used to be able to ring the bell and tell them, hey, I need some steaks, cut them 4 inches thick, No such thing. It still comes in a big cardboard box. And they just pull it out like candy bars, already wrapped. Slap a price on it. Wait, slap a price on it. Someone already even has prices on it. Stick it on the shelf. Don't do nothing. But this guy, you know, they use garden hose back there and produce and the meat market back there when I was at the store years ago. And he's like, I constantly battle with my feet because of this job. And I was like, really? He's like, yep. Wipe these down. Kind of like doing a car, I guess. My dad used to get mad. He's like, don't rub the sand into the finish of the car. So, try to clean it first. And then start polishing and all that good stuff. All 303 the soles on this because it's got these rubbery plastic soles on it. Just to make sure they're good, you know. That 303 restores plastic. It's amazing. It only has a few good uses. It's not my favorite thing. I like armor, but it's good for making plastic and rubber new. This has got a little stretchy bit in it. This helps clean up all this lacing in here. Makes it look super nice. That's a little dish soap and some water. Just a drop like that. Bam. I've even used hand sanitizer, whatever it is, the hand soap. That works nice too. Just a drop, that's all you need. Wipe down these outsides a little bit. This elastic thing. Make sure that it doesn't have any smellies on it. This stitching down pretty good. You could get rope pants and go in there with a toothbrush and clean all that stitching up like a brand new white. But I'm not going to get that excited about it. I have to be doing 100 a shoe to do that. That looks pretty darn good. Let's go ahead and do this. Look at these have really sucked that stuff up. Isn't that great? So they really could use that conditioning. They really did. Even though they looked fabulously good to begin with. I really needed it. I've been in storage and those other storages were so bad over there. God. From the rain and the rats and the damn heat. Heat really ruins stuff. The paintbrush works so good. Leather and synthetic upper. That's because this is synthetic. That might be leather. My back. I always make sure because if it's plastic, it's not going to absorb this stuff. But with it saying Earthshare, I can just about guarantee you because they're so expensive. If it says Earthshare to begin with, that it's leather. This might be plastic. We try not to get any on that elastic right there. It's not a big hairy deal if you do, but it's better if you don't. Because it'll just attract dirt. Because it'll be like gooey. With this oil. Go in that crease. So make sure that leather stays brand new. This could very well be plastic. This back thing. But we'll know If it doesn't suck it up, we'll know. And I go to buffing them off. But the second treatment will condition it, even if it is plastic. But these are in pretty decent shape. But a lot of stuff will heal itself once they get conditioned. You'll think, oh God, it's got a scuff, or oh God, it's got a scratch. A lot of times it will heal itself. Just needed conditioning. These really don't show hardly any use, but maybe because they're a pretty good made shoe. Have them for years. Calso Earth shoe, invented by a Great Dane. That's right, you know. Funny shoes. Okay. Go into the hole. You get under the hole of this one. So you don't miss anything. I love shoes that look brand new all the time. I can't stand funky shoes. I like my shoes always look brand new. I asked somebody one time, they said, oh, I always get the most expensive tennis shoes and all that and get these name brands. And I'm like, why? And I said, you know, why? I mean, why would you? And they're like, well, you can really tell a difference wearing them. They're really comfortable. I'm like, really? And I said, and what else? And they're like, they last really long time. But it's a definite difference. And I'm like, I just don't know. I'm trying to think of the last time I ever spent hundreds of dollars on a tennis shoe. Probably never. And on leather boots or shoes, I've done it. Yep. Before I was even 15 years old, I had a $500 pair of boots, Buccaneer black boots, thigh highs that I could fold down. It was very fashiony stuff. I'm so proud of those boots. I had them for years. They were in those other storages. I don't think I have them now. The ones that were stolen. I got a ton of storage to pay right now. I need the money. If I had time to sit around and list, I would. I'm just trying to get these done so I can list them. It's a good money. As I have a bunch that I can do here. 2 big boxes of them that need to be done. And then these. I hope I have my suede spray. I would have liked to have kept these. But these are such big giant money that I really need. These boots. I hope to get these listed today. These are Stuart Weitzman's. I got those at the bins. I had one for the longest time. For like the first 2 or 3 hours, I had just one. I was hoping to get the other one. So those are really nice suede, real leather boots. They have the zipper so you can stick your foot through there and then you zip it up. But these boots, if you ever see them, they're big money. They must sell for thousands. But I found the one that said like Weitzman on it. And then I found the other one that matched it. I said, well, what's Stuart Weitzman? Never heard of it. So watch for those. It's good money. But these are beautiful. They're like brand new. These are 800 used. Used. They sell one that went to use 8 and another one for 900. Just like that boot. The same one on the internet in the summer. Yeah. You know that eBay changes all the time. But yeah. So I know what it's capable. But that's any. If you go and look at just boots, Stuart Weitzman on eBay, you would never believe what those are selling for used. And then the dummies will list it for $10, $20. And then a reseller go in there and buy that sucker and resell it for hundreds. Because these people go in there and go, oh, I did a $400 day. Yeah, because you're selling $1 million stuff for chump change like it's a crack sale, like you need drugs. Because you're not paying attention to the business. There's art to it. You're learning all the time. And it's been hard for me because I know new clothes and I know high-end clothes. It's a whole nother ball game for me to play with used stuff. It's like, why? There's a lot of money in it. It really sells. I don't know what the deal is. It's like secondhand store business is the thing to be in. You know what I mean? It is horrendous. Really a huge market now. But anyway, so we're gonna let those soak. I've got to. I'm probably gonna go down and take a shower before it gets cool. It's supposed to be, I think, in the 30s again tonight. And today's like 65. Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great one. It's been a slice of heaven. It's more that needs fit oil. Hopefully we'll find that Picard. That's the love of my life. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. I love ya.